glue up our other edges. Get the new edges ready. Just a little bit of primer on that one, and a little bit of primer on this side here. Alright. Now the other side has been primed already, so we're not going to hit that with more glue. We'll wait until the other sides, or the new sides, dry, and then we'll go ahead and apply another layer of glue, and then glue it all together. Alright, so front and back of your suit, you want to make sure that we line this up correctly. And actually, I see some areas here we need to trim. So let's go ahead and trim these off of our chest plate. Sharpen up the knife a bit. Never cut like this because I'm actually cutting toward my hand. That is a recipe for disaster. Some of you placing bets on whether or not he cuts himself in this stream almost made some money. Alright, let's see. That looks good. Looks like I got a little bit the wrong angle here. Alright. So now what I do is I take this webbing that we spoke of earlier, and I'll prop this side of the suit up here, which is our back plate. Just use whatever you can find. Make sure it's propped up nice and square. Alright, nice and level. You don't want to glue things together at a weird angle. So I'm just going to sit this up here like that. It's actually perfect. Alright, and then I'm going to line this piece up. You can't really see that, can you? So I'm going to move this. Alright, so I'm going to put that piece there, and I'm going to line this piece up where it's supposed to go, which is roughly right here, and then we'll attach our webbing from here to here on both sides, so then this fits over top of your body, your upper body, like a shirt. Just like you're putting on a shirt. You put your arms up through, even after the sides are attached here, because I don't do a mechanism where you can close it up with zippers or Velcro or anything like that. I just make this so you can slip it right on like a shirt. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out how long we want our webbing. These pretty much are supposed to line up right here. So these little tabs that sit on top of your chest plate are supposed to line up with these shoulder pieces. It's spread open right now, so it doesn't really, but that's it when it's bowed together and it's around your body. That's kind of about where it sits. So I put the strapping from here down to here. So really, if I'm doing this right, what I should do, if I can find something, hold on, let's put something under this, right about here, so it's at the right attitude. Let's see what else I got. Yeah, that's not gonna work. You'd think I'd make a jig, right, to put this thing in? Alright, so lengthwise, I'm going to run a piece of webbing from there to about there. So that's the length that I need. Grab my scissors, we'll cut off 2 strips the same length. Okay, there we go. Now the main thing to get right here is the angle of approach on either side. So I know that's where I want this to connect ultimately, and that's at the right angle. So I'm going to move this out of the way for the moment. I'll grab my marker here. Okay, just like that. probably a little farther, so I'm just going to back it down a little bit. Bring in our hot glue gun, again for the Ryobi fans. Woohoo! Ryobi! Cordless 18-1, 1+ 18-volt system. So, I'm going to lay down glue just to attach it, and then we're going to do a little bit of spider webbing over top of it. Actually, you can do this one of a couple of ways. I think we'll actually use a light-duty foam. So let me grab some here. I was going to make the hot glue reinforcement, which basically what you do is you take the glue, you run it down each side and across the top, and then do just kind of a back and forth pattern over the glue, which really creates kind of a flexible, strengthening joint. Or, in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to cut a strip of foam and glue that over top of this, which will help reinforce everything. Alright, so that is right about where I want this. This is reinforcement. There's no precision work here, so we don't have to be exact on our measurements. We just want to get it wide enough and long enough. Okay, and that's definitely long enough, so let's cut off our excess there. We'll trim it after it's attached. Okay, that has cooled down, which means that's attached pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and draw with my marker again where the outline is for this reinforcement piece. And that's where that goes. And now we'll lay our glue in here. Which you could also use contact cement to put this this reinforcement piece on here. Be careful, as you all know, and I have demonstrated, the glue is hot. Whew, there it is, leaking out the side, trying to get me. Alright, so we'll let that side cool, and now we're going to go do the same thing over here on this side. We've got this side to use as our model, so we'll just go ahead and mimic this over here. That's where that's going to go. All right. Alright, still a little warm. I've got some excess glue here. I'm just going to peel that off. We don't need it hanging out there. Alright, so there's that. Let's go ahead and get our reinforcement piece cut out. draw the perimeter. Alright, let's lay in our glue over top of everything. And then drop our strip of foam over it. Again, try to keep your fingers out of the glue because it is very hot. And you can see that little mark on my hand there. That was from last week. Some of you saw that. Not looking for sympathy, I'm just telling you, be careful. Alright, so once that cools, we'll trim it to fit the outside. But now basically we've got our strips in place that we'll use to attach this back piece to our chest plate. And then we can drape it over our shoulders. Or over the shoulders of our mannequin to then size it and glue it on the sides so it attaches. So everything not attaches, but everything is attached, I should say, to the chest and back. And then everything is glued on the sides. So again, you just put this on like a shirt. Simplifies the suiting up process at the same time. Eliminates that whole need for the Velcro / snaps and buckles on the side, which kind of ruins the lines of the suit. At the same time, it just creates another wear point where things can potentially come apart over time. Alright, let's get our chest plate. Actually, let's put another layer of glue on our cod piece here, and then we can attach those pieces and trim everything to be the proper shape. One more layer of glue here, and then just a quick little refresher layer here. There we go. Alright, put that back aside just for a few minutes. Try not to stick it to anything else. There we go. Alright, now let's grab our chest plate, which we put over here. And the chest plate, now we're going to attach to the other side of our straps. Again, right about there is where those go. Right about there. Alright, so I'm going to grab my glue bottle here and see if I can use that to prop this side up. Over here. Kind of a helping hand, if you will. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to trim the foam on this side here. It'll be easier to do it right now than it will be after the two pieces are glued together. So I'm just going to come down in front here. Don't cut into your strap. Okay, there's that. Now, put this back here, bring up our chest plate, prop that up over here. A little room to work. Getting too close to the monitors there, trying not to get glue on those. And I was getting close because I'm trying to get close enough where you can see what I'm doing. Alright. Tell you what, I need one more thing to prop stuff up here. It's at the wrong balance point is the problem. There we go. There we go. So let's grab our marker, which is right here. Just a little bit of distance from the back plate. We don't want it to be right on top of it. And what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit of glue on here first so we can get it attached, and then we'll check our alignment and distancing and make sure everything is exactly the way that we want it. And if we do, we'll commit to the rest of the putting the glue on the rest of the piece and then putting a reinforcement strip over top of this to make it permanent. Hold it in place there. It will take a second, as hot glue always does. Alright, that seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and move over to the other side here. There's a little bit of science and a lot of eyeballing to figure out exactly where you want these straps to fall so you're not twisting them or putting them in the wrong alignment. So don't be afraid if you mess it up. Like I said, if you just attach it a little bit with your hot glue and then go double check everything that it's sitting the way that you want, then if you mess it up, you can always come back and unglue it and try again. But I think we got pretty good alignment here. We'll let this glue cool, and we'll go ahead and test it on our mannequin here. Turn him around. Alright, now we're waiting for that to cool. I'm going to grab our cod piece here. And I think what we'll do is we could take the legs off, glue the cod together, and then put the legs back on, but let's go ahead and just build it right on the mannequin so we can leave it all assembled here. and you can actually witness it happening as it happens. Alright, so again, here's the front. I'm going to turn this around. You see in the back now where our gaps are that we are going to fill with our strap foam. Make sure this is straight with the back, and that we've aligned these edges up where they go. And then let's go ahead and glue our gap together there. So there's that side. And then the same thing over here on this side. Again, make sure everything is straight, front and back, and that we're lining everything up with the edges on our pieces here. And then bridging the gap with our gap filler. And now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and mark where we want to trim this based on the existing lines of our cod. So we'll trim the top and the bottom there, and then the same thing over here. Top and bottom. And there you go. Grab our sharpener here. These contact glue joints have not cured yet, so they're still a little soft. So try not to pull on them too hard. My knife's getting a little dull here. I think it's reached the end of life. Alright, so there is our cod piece. Fully trimmed and sized to fit. And now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and glue in our ab plate in the front, and then create the piece that wraps around to make the side and back armor. And, again, as I said before, makes this all one piece. You just put on and then slide over your back and your chest, shirt, and thereby increase your fun by decreasing your suit up time. Alright, so we swing him back around, and you can see here in the front that our cod piece is all ready for the next steps. Don't have time to work out? Just insert your ready-made six-pack, and there you go. Instant abs. No sit-ups required. Okay. Then, last but not least, with our strapping in place, I'll go ahead and aim this cam back up so you can see. That might be a little too much up. There we go. We'll take this off because the helmet always goes on last. But that is basically the way the chest plate sits. Okay? And then now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap around these sides and attach them to each other. There will be some extenders that need to go in between the front and back chest plate, or the front and back plates, but that's basically how this looks. And then of course it wouldn't be complete if we didn't have our arc reactor. So we'll just stuff him in there, because that's where he will be attached. And there you go. Oh, we can't dip helmet. There we go. So I would say, without of course his shoulder pieces, which we can put those back on too. But I think you'll agree, actually probably just, it's going to sit there okay. I've seen worse. All right, there we go. Good enough. I think you'll agree that I'll pull this camera up so it's not such a weird angle. Or at least I'll try to. Hold on. I caught on something. There we go. There we go. All right. So there's our Mark IV. Pretty much head to toe, all assembled. Some minor details here and there that need to be fixed or attached. That's where the shoulders typically sit. But there you go. See. So, sorry for the camera drama here. Trying to get everything to work right. All right. So next, like I said, we'll attach the sides. We'll create the ab plates, continue the ab plates, I should say, around to the back. And we'll probably do that in this afternoon's stream. This is probably a good place to stop for now. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I can turn this around so you can see the back too if you want. Hopefully we won't lose a bunch of stuff. This is going to be trimmed. Of course, we'll do that after we get the back or the abs finished out, and then of course this will be attached here. But then there's your back of the suit. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, I like the front better personally. There we go. Okay. So basically what's left now, like I said, is we're going to attach the chest and the back plate to each other. We're going to finish out the abs, and then everything else becomes a matter of hinging. We'll hinge the thighs to the shins, put in the ankle plates. There's an elastic system that will elastic strap system that holds the ankle plates in place. Same thing with the hand plates here, although we put those on both the ankle plate. We'll set them up, but we're not going to attach them permanently until the painting is complete. So yeah, that's what we'll work on this afternoon, along with working and kind of demonstrating what we're going to be doing on the helmet to get that faceplate operational and the hinges in place for that, and start working on the electronics to make the eyes glow. All right, so as always, this is James with Laughing Dragon Founders. Thanks for showing up. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, share, and as always, keep your glue hot and your hopes high. We will